Hey, folks. I'm Camille Who Armstrong, the performing arts Renaissance woman. For over 40 years, I've worked as a performer, educator, consultant, and coach. But most importantly, I'm a parent. From classrooms to stages to bedtime routines, I've spent my life nurturing creativity, character, and connection in the next generation. This series is for you, whether you're expecting, learning as you go, or parenting for the first time, or even third time around. I'm here to share the insights, tools, and real talk I've gathered over 4 decades of hands on experience. Welcome to Camille Who, the Child Whisperer. I'm so glad you're here. Are we teaching our children what an apology truly means, or are we just training them to say a bunch of words that make adults feel better? I'm Camille Who, the Child Whisperer, and we're talking about teaching your child to say, I'm sorry. I have to express this one because, look, and this has been done for generations, okay? But there's this automatic culture. You hear one person say it or you hear a bunch of people say it, and so so I'm going to say it too, right? Here's one of those things that when I heard a bunch of people say the same thing, then I would always take that step back and be like, "Hold up. That person's not really sincere. They're just saying it because everybody else says it. No, I'm not going to say it." I was always that guy. Okay? I wasn't gonna do it because everybody else is doing it. Yeah, maybe fashion, maybe like everybody got those pants, like I wanted to have those pants, like I get that. But one person says it, then a bunch of people say it. Now it's the style. Now everybody's saying it, but they're not really saying it out of sincerity or that they mean it. It's just they're just saying it because it's the thing to say. And when you're saying something because it's the thing to say, then I don't want any parts of it. I need to have some full understanding of what I'm saying before I say it. I need to have full understanding of what I'm doing before I do it. I remember when my children were growing up and they would, do something and like children, all children do. And they would do something, and I would go, and they get in trouble, and I go, well, why did you do it? Well, I don't know. Well, then, if you didn't know why you did it, if you don't have a good reason why you did it, then you shouldn't be doing it. If there was a good reason, then maybe I'd understand. Maybe, you explain it to me, and maybe I would understand, and maybe I'd kind of be on your side, or at least hear you out. But if you have no reason, that is a horrible reason to do things because you don't know. You're going to have to answer to somebody at some point, right? So, whatever you are doing, whether it's right or wrong, you better have a full understanding of what you're doing before you do it. Because I don't want to hear, I don't know. Mm-mm, that was not good enough. Okay. That got my kids thinking about what they're doing. And listen, they made mistakes. They did things, they did wrong things, but they at least could tell you why they did it. There's just a connection, it's not a disconnect. They're not just living in automatic. Usually they knew whether they were doing wrong or right, but at least they have a connection that I meant to do this and I meant to do this because of X, Y, and Z, and not just, oh, because everybody's doing it. Mm-mm. No, sirree. We want to create cookie cutter children. That's the automatic culture we tend to fall right into. Mm-mm. Let's raise these children to be unique and the unique individuals that they're meant to be. All right, and let's teach them how to be meaningful with their language, their speech, and their learning. Oh yeah, here's one of those automatic things that I hear that drives me nuts. I hear, oh, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. First of all, do you appreciate me, or is that just the thing to say? Do you appreciate me or do you appreciate what I did for you? Because usually that's what it is. I did something for you and you appreciate that. And when before I appreciate you came out, That's what we used to say. Oh my gosh, I so appreciate that. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate it. Great. That makes sense. That's meaningful. That's sincere because you really do appreciate the thing that the person did for you. Do you really appreciate them? Think about it. Are you just saying automatically what everybody else says? There's so many other sayings out there that I just go, I'm not gonna just say I'm sorry because I've heard it way too many times. That means everyone's in automatic right now, and when you're in automatic, then you are not sincere. And when you're not sincere, then do I really want to have a conversation with you? Is this going to be meaningful? All right, moving on to the use of the use of the words I'm sorry. Many adults automatically teach their children to say I'm sorry. I see this all the time, but what happens is what they're unintentionally doing is teaching their child to be insincere, teaching their child to just have an automatic thing to say so that they can appease the other person and so that they can get out of whatever it is that they're in. If they're in trouble, they could just say, I'm sorry, and then it's over. To be insincere, to say things they don't mean, to perform emotion instead of understanding emotion, and to use apology as like a social currency. If I just say that, I get what I want. And then you're teaching your child to lie about their own feelings. Because, like, what if your child is not sorry right now? What if it's going to take a moment for them to actually feel bad about what they did? But before then, you're telling them to say I'm sorry, which, if they don't really understand that, they just know that that's the automatic thing to say. Like, I just have to say I'm sorry. Be able, do you feel remorse? So the child doesn't understand what happened. They don't understand why it was hurtful. They don't actually feel remorse yet, or they just simply learn that I'm sorry is the quick response to escape. And how many times, like, I've been in just like adult relationships, like relationally, I've known friends that are just like, all right, I'm sorry. But then you turn around and you do the exact same thing again. It's like, but are you sorry then? Are you now? I'm realizing that you're just saying it just so you can it's your out. It's your escape phrase. And that becomes, it's insincere. Not cool. Children need to they need modeling, right? We need to model these things. We need to model I'm sorry. Like, they need to actually see the motions of, you know, like, maybe, oh, I bumped my child by mistake. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You okay? They see that, oh wow, mom sees that she made a mistake, and so she feels bad about it. These are the visual audio modelings that your child can watch in their daily movie. So they see that as a sincere moment. Children also need to reflect. Like, they need to take a moment, think about what they did, right? And talk about it, put a name to it, or you can help put a name to it, or actually let them see. They just need a moment to think about what they did. That's reflection. They also need to understand the emotion of it, of the reason why you would even say I'm sorry, okay? They need to understand these things before they can, like, honestly, sincerely apologize. A real apology should come from awareness, it should come from empathy, it should come from a recognition of impact. When you, mom or dad, accidentally, like, bumps into their child, oh, I'm so sorry, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, you okay? Are you okay? Your child is seeing you kind of feel like you made a mistake, and see that you made a mistake. You realize that you hurt someone, or you could have hurt someone, and that's one of those things that you say I'm sorry about. Say, uh, one parent says something to the other parent that is not so favorable, and the other parent says, that wasn't okay, it actually hurt my feelings. The other parent goes, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize that I hurt your feelings, I'm so sorry. This is a great thing to model in front of your children, because then they start to see the interaction between two humans, one person saying, speaking up, I don't like that because X, Y, and Z. The other person acknowledging that and saying, oh my goodness, I didn't realize how, I'm so sorry. So these are interactions that they may not necessarily understand fully, but they feel the emotion that comes along with it, and they see the actual, the action, and they see the interaction that's happening with these words. How many times I've seen, one parent, well, like a child hit another child, or a child take a child, take a child's toy, and then the other child starts to cry, and then the parent comes, and really it's because the parent's embarrassed that their child took another child's toy. When honestly, we're all born selfish. Like, this is something that we all do at some point in our lives. So it's not, you don't make a big deal out of it, like, oh, your child is not supposed to be that guy, but whatever. But what you do, and usually the parent will right away, embarrassed, they say, oh, don't do that, say I'm sorry. That teaches insincerity. It's over if I just say I'm sorry. These are some simple words, but really should be deeply felt and understood. you we need to understand the impact of those of what we've done first before we actually use those words, I'm sorry. And really, a 1-year old does not understand it, a 2-year old does not understand it. Start at 3, close to 3, maybe 2 3/4, but 3 is when a child starts to reason. They start to question things. Why is this happening? Right? They're starting to connect a thing, a cause, to an effect. They're starting to connect what just happened to a reason that it happened. Right? They're starting to even reason in their own language and their speech. First, you go, no, no, no. Is that your toy? It is not. Give that child back their toy. It's their toy. And that's all they need to understand right now, especially 1, especially 2. That's all they need to understand right now. And that uncomfortable feeling that right there is enough for them to know that, oh, something went wrong here. I did something that was not okay. Okay? That's just an intro to them reflecting. Come on, you're telling a child to say I'm sorry, and they're not sorry. They're like, no, I wanted that toy. I don't care if they cry. Why should I say? They don't understand. So you're just teaching them to just be insincere. You're teaching them and then you're teaching them to lie about their own emotions. And by the time they get to the point of fully understanding, they now fully understand that they don't have to be sorry. They can just say I'm sorry. Ooh, that's the kind of adults we want in our society? Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Not at all, my friends. Then what? The child ends up repeating that behavior right away, right? Because they know they just got to say I'm sorry. And there you go. And we're done. It doesn't teach them empathy or accountability. This is the series of questions that I usually take a child through, especially a 3-year-old child. Say they hit someone. I go, I take them away. Tell me what you just did. I hit that person. You hit that person. Is that okay? No. Why is it not okay? Because it hurts. So you hurt them? Yeah. Do you feel bad? Yeah. Well, then say I'm sorry. All right? You're now connecting the feeling. You're making them think about what they did, that self-reflection, You're making them realize or think about the impact of what they did, right? And then you make them you help them to connect the fact that the emotional aspect of it, it's like, do you feel bad that you hurt someone? Yes. And they realize the impact of what they did, and they have the emotional connection and the empathy attached to it because they know what it means to be hurt, right? They know what it means. So they now are learning to to sort of yeah, to be empathetic, to see that someone else is actually hurt. And now they're like, wow, and I'm the person that hurt them. Oh, I'm so sorry. And so that's when you teach a child to say, I'm sorry. Now that they have been taken through that series of understanding. So, as a recap, step one, model honest, sincere apologies yourself. I've given you some examples between parents, between a parent and a child. You're modeling accountability, you're modeling humility, you're modeling empathy, and you're modeling repair. You want to fix it. You want to fix it. You want to make it right. That's another thing I used to tell my children. Listen, you know you did something wrong to somebody, you need to make it right. It's your job now. You have to make it right. You don't wait, and you don't cover it up, or you don't just kind of wait it out until they're happy with you again. You know that you did something wrong. You need to make it right. That means you come to that person. You say you know what you did, and if you feel sorry about it, then you say sorry. But you need to at least acknowledge what you did. Usually, it's the acknowledgement that makes one go, ugh. It just brings them to full humility and full accountability. And then they feel it. And then they're like, I'm sorry. I messed up. Step two, teach reflection before apology. What did you just do? Is it okay to do that? Why is it not okay? Because it hurts. Ah. Do you want to hurt them? No. Well, you did. Do you feel bad about it? Yeah. Well, then you need to say, I'm sorry. Or, what happened? Why wasn't that okay? How do you think they felt? How do you feel about it? Well, then you need to say, I'm sorry. This reflection builds conscience. Then they start to really be connected to the things that they're doing, to their own actions, right? And I don't know. Oh, sorry. Mm-mm. We don't want a world of that. Those kinds of people. We want people who can come with full humility and full accountability and empathy and reflection. Okay? These are the people that change the world. Step three, let the apology come from understanding, not automatic quick phrases, right? You want to make sure you go through that series of questions, and you want to know that your child understands what that is first. Otherwise, don't teach them to say I'm sorry. Okay? If anything, you say, listen, you hurt that person. And do you know what it feels like to get hurt? Yeah. Well, that's what you did to that person. Right? Sometimes I tell kids, all right, give them a hug. You're gonna have to hug it out. Okay. If a child hits me, I'm like, oh, my turn. They're like, no, 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 no. Why? It hurts. But you hurt me. So is that how you touch me? No. How are you supposed to touch me? Rub. Yeah. And what else? Kiss. Right. So these are ways you teach them how to do something instead of how not to do things. A meaningful apology should come from empathy, from understanding, from guided remorse. It has to be guided. They won't know this right away. Sometimes a child is not sorry yet, and when like, that's not the time to have them say I'm sorry, right? Because that's not fair. It's not fair to them, and it's not fair to the other person, right? Give them a minute. First, they have to face a consequence for doing wrong. right? Then you take them through the series of, why are you sitting out? Why are you on a timeout? Why were you taken from the game? Oh, because I did, right? Let them reflect. Let them be accountable. Let them tell you what they did. And that, my friends, is what I have to say on teaching our children I'm sorry. Please be aware, parents. Please, please. This is an epidemic. I'm Camille Who, the child whisperer, and I am out of here.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Camille Who, the Child Whisperer. A heartfelt thank you to the generous supporters of the Books and Beyond campaign. This series wouldn't be possible without you. If you're a new or expecting parent, I created Better Parent, Better Future just for you. I empower first-time parents to embrace a positive mindset and navigate those early parenting years with confidence and joy. Click the link in the description to learn more or to find out how we can work together. Until next time, keep showing up, keep growing, and keep leading with love.